Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Tupten Tarji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice today. Om Pecha Padma Hum Guru Padma Sambhava. Samu Tanchen Katso Rutan Siddhi. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do?
Aisteru. Sarange. Hola, amigo. Te quiero mucho. Skoin. Ichiban. Kimochi ii. Chumi. Yabe. Purin purin. Konbanwa. Na, 今天
Today, we had the group practice of Guru Padma Sambhava. And we all know that Guru Padma Sambhava, we can say that he's the founder of Tibetan Tantric Buddhism. At that time, during his Dharma propagation, there were three gurus. One is Guru Padma Sambhava and Santarakshita and the king Trizong Trujin. Built the first Tibetan temple, the Samye temple. Santarakshita, the king Trizong Trujin, and Padmasambhava. We can say that they are the founders of the Tibetan Tantric Buddhism, and primarily it was Guru Padmasambhava. So the former Dharma propagation was symbolized by Guru Padmasambhava, and the latter Dharma propagation period was represented by Guru Atisha. Of course, as a religious school, in order to be established in Tibet, it encountered tremendous hardships. So Guru Padmasambhava, we can say that he is the union of Sakyamuni Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, and Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, the union of these three deities. And most importantly, his birth was emanated from a lotus blossom. And the lake was called the Danakosha ocean or lake. So he was emanated from a lotus blossom on the Danakosha lake. So Guru Padmasambhava means lotus born, born from a lotus. So he's a true lotus youth or Padma Kumara. And prior to the Dharma teaching, we will all the same start with a joke. My friend Ami was asked by her son's teacher to go to school. And the teacher said, parents, your son often make troubles at home. That's why I'm asking you to come to school. And Ami said, but teacher, but he also make troubles at home. But I never asked you to come to my home. So different environment. That's why you would say different things for different situations. For the U.S. election, someone asked me why Biden would win. And my answer is always the same. Because the Chinese name is like, because he's worshipping the Buddha and lighting the light by Deng. That's the transliteration of his name. It's almost New Year. So please remember to light the light, to lit the light, to register yourself for the lights and also for the planet ruler protection. And Biden wins because of his name in Chinese, meaning he is devout and light. Now we will do the question and answer. Asked by Malaysia, Lianhua Li Zhengxuan. Grandmaster, I just took refuge. I would like to ask that the 3 roots of the Tantric Buddhism, should we start from the very beginning? Thank you. We often talk about the 3 roots of Tantric Buddhism. One is root guru, yidam, and protector, right? Those are the 3 roots. Root guru root yidam, and root
这
protector.
三个呢，对我们这个修密的人非常重
So
要。
these three for the
没有上师呢，
tantric practitioners are very important.
那你的本尊呢，
Without root guru,
需要由根本上师跟你通盘的介绍出来，
so
就是你的根本本
the
尊
yidam is introduced by your lineage
根
root
本
guru,
上师给你灌顶，
which means the root guru
然后也
conferred the
介绍
empowerments of the yidam and introduced the yidam to you.
你才可
By
以
receiving the empowerment
领受了密教
that you would
修行的
only by receiving the empowerment you would be permitted to start practicing
传授
Tantra Dharma.
灌顶，就是传授密法给你，
So by conferring the empowerment,
可以
it means to transmit
密
the
教
Tantric Dharma. Then you can start practicing
那
the
我们三
Tantric
根本
Dharma.
也
And
就
the
是
three
上师
roots are
第一首要，
root guru is first and foremost.
根本本尊
Second,
是第二
the
首
root
要。
yidam. That's second most
那你在
important.
修行的过程当中，
And in the process of your spiritual
要
cultivation,
使你自己身心
you have
前进的所有的障碍，
to purify
必须要
all the,
护法，
in order to eliminate the obstructions of your body and mind, you need the protector,
那么
and that
根
would
本
be
本
the root
尊跟
protector.
根本分护法，
So root
只有根
yidam
本上
and root protector
传授，
have to be transmitted by the root guru.
然后领受了，
Once you
就
receive
可以
them,
正式
then you are
密
allowed
教。
to start entering into the tantric practice
本来是
formally.
一开始你问的问题是，
Your
开
question
始就要有的吗？
is that you need it from the very beginning.
你一开始的时候啊，你就是
At the very beginning,
有根本上师，
you have the root guru.
然后你在这个由根本上师再推荐
And from the root
你的根
guru,
本本尊，
you
或者
continue with the root yidam or
有时
your
候
root
呢，你
protector.
了解了真佛宗以后，
Sometimes, after you
你
get
可
to
以
know
自
True
己
Buddha
挑
School,
选你自己的
you
最
can
有
choose your own
根本本尊，
root yidam that has the closest affinity with
最
you.
有缘的
And you can also choose the root protector
根本
that has the closest
可
affinity
以自
with
己
you.
挑选，自己觉得哪一尊跟你最有缘。
You can choose which deity is closest to you
这个你
for
可以
both the root
挑选
yidam
你
and root
自己的
protector.
根本本尊，也可以挑选你的根本护法。一开始
So you can
入门
choose your own root yidam and root protector
是可以
based on your affinity.
认识了密教以后，
So in the
知道密
beginning,
教的三根本，
in the very
你一
beginning,
开始
as you entered into Tantric Buddhism,
根本
you
本
would
尊
have the root guru, root yidam, and root protector.
那么你如果刚刚进入密教，
If you just entered into Tantric Buddhism and you don't know about your root yidam and your root
你也会知道
protector first,
什么
but
是三
after
根
listening
那时
to
候你就需要
Grandmaster's teaching, then you
你
would
需要
know
在修行的过程当中，你需要有护法给你护持，
that you need
你需要有本尊
the
的一个方
protection
向
of
正确
protector,
的方向，
and you need a
你
yidam
跟哪一尊
to
最
have the right
你
direction.
希望跟你的本尊
And whichever deity you have the closest affinity with,
哪一尊最
which
希望
deity, which yidam you wish to be in union with,
这就你
then that would be your root yidam. So from the very beginning, it's fine if you have them. Or it's okay if you have them gradually after you entered onto the Tantric Buddhist path for a while. The second question from Indonesia. Si Lian Ling Venerable. The Venerable Si Lian Ling. Wholeheartedly, I pay homage to lineage root guru. There was a fellow disciple who received Kalachakra empowerment, and then he went and took refuge in other sect. Is the Buddhahood in 7 lifetimes upon Kalachakra empowerment still in effect then? I don't know. Which other sect are you talking about? If it is Christianity or Muslim or Catholicism, then of course that would be different. So Kalachakra empowerment, and then you take refuge in other religion other than Tantric Buddhism, or you go back to Mahayana Buddhism, took refuge in a Mahayana Guru Master. Or if you take refuge in Muslim, then you have abandoned Kalachakra Dharma. Then of course you have abandoned Buddhahood in 7 lifetimes. How could you possibly have Buddhahood in 7 lifetimes? If you take refuge in Christianity, of course then you have abandoned Kalachakra Dharma and Buddhahood in 7 lifetimes. The same thing if you go to Catholicism. But you didn't say that he's taking refuge in other tantric sects. If you take refuge in other tantric Buddhist sect and you have practiced Kalachakra Dharma and you have received the Kalachakra empowerment, then the Buddhahood in 7 lifetimes will still be in effect. So if you take refuge in other Tantric Buddhist sect, and you also have received Kalachakra Dharma transmission from Grandmaster Lu, of course that's different because other schools have their own Kalachakra Dharma. Grandmaster has transmitted a lot of Kalachakra Dharma all over the world. It was instructed by Master Tupton Charji to propagate the Kalachakra Dharma all over the world. Of course, I went to Indonesia and transmitted Kalachakra there, in Australia, and in Taiwan. I have transmitted Kalachakra Dharma in Hong Kong. That was the first time I transmitted Kalachakra Dharma. Many places in America, Europe, many times. step by step.
那现在告诉你，
So let me tell you now,
皈依的，
if
你又去皈依了
you have
这个
taken refuge
别的宗派的密教，
in other tantric Buddhist sects,
得了那个应该
and
可以了。
you have received Kala Chakra empowerment and have practiced it, it should
那你
be
如果是
still
皈依的
okay.
穆斯林，
However,
基督教，
if you change and take refuge in Muslim, Christianity, and Catholicism, then you have abandoned Kala Chakra and
他
Buddhahood.
这个问题是有待商榷啊，他到底皈依？
So the question is ambiguous.
他的第二个问题，
The second question, his second question,
能伪装护法金刚，
can attached spirits make themselves look like Dharma protectors? I sometimes consult a protector and ask things. Sometimes I get a proper answer and sometimes not. Sometimes they guided me to harm other beings. For example, the family member of a deceased person came to ask me to perform Bardo deliverance. The guidance I got was not to do it. The deceased has been Bardo delivered to the heaven. But someone with the divine eye told me that the deceased spirit was still at the Siddhigarbha hall. My question is, how do I resolve this issue so that I won't be tricked again in the future? Thank you for your answer, Amitabha.
他的意思是，我大概可以了解他的意思。
I think I can understand his meaning is like he can have some psychic power, a connection with the spirits, and sometimes the spirits told him, oh, this is already birth delivered, there's no need to do anything anymore. And yet sometimes someone with the divine eye told him that the deceased spirit was still at the Siddhigarbha hall. This question is also marble. Still befuddled. So the deceased spirit is still at the Siddhigarbha hall, like we have here too, which means they have not been Bardo delivered. How do I resolve this question, this issue, so that I wouldn't be tricked again? So who is the person with the divine eye? Is that a real one or a fake one that you're being tricked one more time? And you yourself confused. That sometimes, so you don't even know if it is correct or not. So if the spirit, even when the spirit cheats you or tricks you, you still think it's right or it's correct. What is right and what is correct? Of course, you consult your own protector. Sometimes you get the proper answer. How do you know if it's correct or not? If you believe him, then of course you think everything is right. How come it's sometimes? All these questions are wrong.
你都不知道你的护法给你的答案是对还是错。
You don't even know if
问个你
the guidance of your protector is right or wrong, then why are you still
真
consulting?
的是对的，100%是对的。
You want answers that are 100% correct, 100% accurate
护法给你的答案
in
是
order to consult. If you're not sure if the answers that you get are accurate or not, why are you still consulting then?
会猜啊？
You're just guessing?
怎么猜？
I can do it too. How? Like this.
这边是什么颜色？
What color is this?
白色。
White.
这边是什么颜色？
What color is this?
黑色。
Black.
我告诉你啊，对了一半，错了一半。
That's half right, half wrong. So then what are you consulting?
白的就
What are you
全部白的
expecting? If
黑
it's
的就
white,
全部黑
then
的
it is white.
没
When
有
it's
到这个
black,
程
it
度
is
才给人
black.
家问呢。
Only when you reach that level that you can consult and give answers and help other people get answers.
你要练到
You have
自
to
己
train
都是
until
白的
you are completely
才可以
white
跟人家问事
in
问
order for you to give consultation. Otherwise, you would misguide people.
已经
These questions are wrong.
这个护法跟他讲说，
The protector told
他说不用再
him
做功德，
that
谁叫你说不用再做功德？
there's no need to continue performing
就
merits.
是你
Who
这个人
told you
已经上
that?
天了，他还是需要功德。
Even when a
你知道
deceased
是他是在
spirit
哪一天，
has gone to heaven, he still needs merits.
又不知道佛地，
And you don't even know
在
which
佛地
heavens
还要
is
做
it, the
功德
which of the 4 holy realms. Even when you reach the Buddha ground, you still need to perform merits. So that's the wrong answer that you got. Whoever
我们人间
ever
啊
told
就是
you
要
never to perform merits? In the human world, we have to create merits.
这个功德啊，
You have to
给
create
每一
merits.
个王者
And
都给
merits
他功德，而且
we have to give to the deceased
他就是
person endlessly.
已经到了极乐世界，
Even if they have reached
我
the
们还是要
Western
对自己
paradise, Sukhavati,
这个祖先还是要做功德。
like our ancestors, we still have to create merits for them. The merits are unlimited,
没有停止的，
non-stop.
所以叫人家不要做功德。那个护法
So whoever ever told anyone never to perform merits, to create merits, that protector must have been
再
fake.
做功德给他。
That someone has got to heaven and there's no need to perform any more
没有
merits.
多少是
That's wrong.
佛曾经讲，
How
一切
many,
众生都是我的父母。
how many parents have you had? The Buddha once said that all sentient beings were once our parents before,
功德是无止境，
and the merits are infinite.
你不要以为你只有一世父母，
Don't think that you only have parents from one lifetime. You have parents for many lifetimes.
这个已经
How
超出
could
上天，
you say
不用再
that
做功德。这一句
someone's gone to heaven, no need to perform merits, to create merits anymore? That's wrong. The wrong statement.
那个有天眼的人是真
And
的
then someone with the divine eye
你要相信他吗？
said that this is spirit still at the Siddhigarbha hall. But is that person
说不定也是鬼眼
authentic
阴阳
or fake? That maybe that's the ghost eye instead.
天底下天眼最厉害的是谁？
So
鬼魄
the person with the superior divine eye under the heaven who's supposed to be the ghost witch of Tribhuta
十
school.
几年前他
over 10 years ago, she had claimed that Grandmaster lived only to be 73, and she was talking about it for over 10 years before. And yet I have lived past 73. You know, let me tell you, Confucius lived to be 73. So she was talking about Confucius, but I'm not Confucius. She was talking about it for over 10 years. So she really believed in her own psychic eye or ears, and she saw this and that and this and that and left and right and claimed to be this Buddha or that Buddha, or Ganapati dancing for her, that the Jambala loves shark fins. She claimed all those. She claimed to know all those. That Grandmaster lived to be 73. I really don't want to talk about her anymore. I don't even want to ridicule her anymore. Just don't feel like mentioning her at all. Talking about people with divine eye, the ghost witch would be one. She was saying incredible things. Sometimes she claimed God told her, she claimed that God told her that she was the Savior, the Messiah. God told her that she was the Messiah. Then she would have been Jesus' sister. So, anyone else claiming with the divine eye, get him to come see me. So I'm telling this monk, Venerable Silian Ling, don't be tricked anymore. Just do your birth deliverance according to the procedure. Create more merits, perform merits. How could Dhamma protectors trick you? So how do I resolve this issue? Your guru is telling you, don't be tricked anymore. Don't be cheated. That's the answer. Third, Grandmaster, where is the accurate location of Mount Meru? Some people say that it is at the Himalaya, and some said it's beyond the sky. Some said at the Himalaya. Who was that said that? And who said that it's beyond the sky? And who said that? What are you talking about here? Mount Sumeru. Have you ever seen a mountain like this? This is a mountain. It's flat at the top, at the peak. It's flat. And 33 heavens at the top, at the peak. And that's the base of the mountain. And then it's widened again at the bottom. Did you ever see a mountain like that anywhere? Is the Himalaya like that? The Mount Meru in the sutras is flat at the top and slim at the center, and then widen again at the bottom, just like a figure of a woman. The waist is slim and widen at the top and widen at the bottom. Just like what I said. That's the look of Mount Meru. It's also on the handphone. Have you ever seen mountain like that? No. Never. Not in the Saha world. That the earth is on the one of the 4 continents, Jambudvipa. According to the sutra, there are 4 continents. Jambudvipa, Uttarakuru, Puranas, and Pushkara, and the earth is only in one of the 4 continents. So they're at the 4 directions of all 4 sides of Mount Meru. So the Monkey King east, west, south, and north. And we don't even know about the other 3 continents. And so, moreover, how can we know about the Mount Meru, which is at the center? So the Purvavideha in the east, Jambudvipa in the south, Aparagodaniya in the west, and Uttarakuru in the north. And in the journey to the west, you can find the author of that novel because he talked about the Uttarakuru continent in the north where the Monkey King lived. Some people said it's beyond the sky. It's beyond the heavens. The 4 continents, the 4 major continents, the 8 subcontinents, Mount Meru. It's stuff from beyond. You would only know after you have true attainments in order to understand. No need for you to ask. No need to ask. That's what it looks like on the internet. A question from the Venerable Si Lian Ling from Indonesia. He is serious in his spiritual cultivation, but just cultivate honestly, earnestly, and walk on the right path, and don't be tricked by anything. Just practice honestly, humbly, properly on the right path. Bodhidharma told me, It's to cultivate spiritually according to the Dharma laws and walking on the correct path. That's a cultivation based on the Dharma. So you need to walk on the right Dharma path, then you're destined to have attainment eventually, as long as you walk on the right path, the proper path. Just don't get into tangents by this stuff and to be tricked, and then you become a trickster too. Just walk on the proper path. That means spiritual cultivation in compliance with the Dharma law. Then you will eventually have attainments in the future. Question by Malaysia, Lin Hua Jinping. What can I do to help my mother increase her merits and lifespan? She's now 85 years old. Thank you, Grandmaster. What can I do to help my mother increase her merits and lifespan? Very simple. 莲花精品。
这个不知道你到底是很富有的人。
If you don't know whether you're very rich or middle class or laborer, I don't know. But you want to increase your mother's merits and lifespan, you can use her name to print virtuous books, or to print Amitabha Sutra or the Sutras of Infinite Life and dedicate the merits to your mother. Or you can also print the treatise of Reborn in the Pure Land, or to chant Hiking Kuan Yin Sutras and dedicate the merits. Those are all good deeds, charitable work. For your mother, then you can help increase her merits and lifespan. If you have no money, in order to print those books and sutras, you need money. But if you don't have money, you can chant the mantra of longevity Buddha every day and dedicate the merits to your mother. Then you're increasing her merits and longevity. The disciples chant the longevity Buddha mantra and dedicate the merit to Grandmaster. So you can too chant the longevity Buddha mantra or sutra and help your mother to increase her merits and lifespan. Or you perform charities and doing good deeds and dedicate the merit to your mother, that can also increase your mother's lifespan. Of course, it's best to print the virtuous books or sutras, like Yu Li Bao Cao. That's very responsive. Or you can print the Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra, through Buddha Sutra, they're all very responsive. Any Buddhist sutras would generate great response. Or you chant the longevity Buddha mantra, or the infinite lifespan sutra spoken by the Buddha. The wife asked the husband, nowadays people's hearts are bad. I was shopping and someone gave me a fake bill. And the husband asked, where is it? Let me see. And the wife said, oh, I have spent it when I buy vegetables in the morning. So, you point fingers at others, but actually you're pointing to yourself. Someone give you a counterfeit money, and then you used it. So you're the same, right? You're the same as that person, right? So if you know it's a counterfeit money, then you shouldn't have spent it. You should just burn it. Just burn it. So that no other people would be harmed by it. So when you know that it is a counterfeit money and yet you still spend it, and yet you say that other people are evil, but actually you should check upon yourself what your heart is like. The heart is very important. Have you ever seen 射雕英雄传? It's a kung fu novel. In the 射雕英雄传, like the legends of the heroes, there are two key actors. That was the Song dynasty. There are two emperors that were caught by other tribes. Jin Kang, Ci, Yu Wei Xi. Like in the song. What was the title of the song? Jin Kang, Ci, Yu Wei Xi. 杨康这两个都是也算是两个都是主角。是忠厚老实的人。Tu Jin is a very honest and a decent person, very kind and good heart. And Yang Kang is evil, indecent person. As Buddhists, you have to remember it's very important. You have to have a good heart. You have to be decent. And have to have a good heart, a kind heart. Only then you would be able to emit light, because you're a great, good people. But if you are always shrewd and crafty and unreliable, and sometimes you seem to be with integrity and decency, and sometimes you went off the proper path. So that's the basic foundation for Buddhists, that you have to be honest, have to be proper, correct, upright, and to be kind and good heart. So even if you're smart, but you use it at the wrong place, then you would be dead. Not only that you will not become a Buddha, instead you would become a demon. Those who can become a Buddha has to be honest, upright, kind, and good heart. Just being smart has no use, because you can apply your cleverness on the wrong things, that you're always indecent. Like Yang Kang. Today, let me talk a little bit about Lamdre. Also, when the mind chi absorbed into the yellow su sits level of non-heavens, the spiritual experiences of non-heaven are rather like anger and resentments. The dancer holds weapons like staffs and bats. The behaviors vary. The mantra chanter says aggressive attacks, and the mind spiritual essence. The year 2020, November 7th. So also, when the mind chi is absorbed into the yellow su, sixth syllable of non-heavens, the spiritual experiences of non-heaven are rather like anger and resentments. The dancers hold weapons like staffs and bats. The behaviors vary. The mantra chanter says aggressive attacks, and the mind spiritual experiences as above. So if the mind chi is placed at the yellow su sits level of non-heavens, and what is non-heavens? That's Asura, the Asura heavens. And the heaven is the heavenly beings. And there's a heaven that's called Asura. They are jealous and envious, and they are very aggressive. They like to fight, to argue. They want to win over anything. We can use a person to symbolize it. I don't want to say the name. That person loves to fight, to incite lots of discords and contentions, and this tensions always want to fight about this and that and create discords, wars, trade wars, technology wars, military wars, all kinds of wars. Always fighting, disputes, conflicts. So non-heavens are those who love to argue, to get angry, to envy, to jealous, to compete, to always be superior, cannot see other people better than himself. So anger and hatred and rage and firing people.
You are fired. Go your head. Go your way.
And the dance or the posture are with weapons, and the behaviors are just ever changing. The actions are ever changing. And the mantra chanting is very aggressive, very offensive. And the mind spiritual experiences as above. That's the path of the Asura. The three sights are seeing the abode of non-heaven or Asura at the interior crevices of Mount Sumeru, seeing all sorts of killings and hackings in the battles of non-heaven, and one can others to also see. So spiritual cultivator in the non-heaven can also guide others to see. So in the dream sensation would be the dream of these beings killing each other and battling each other. And there are 7 kinds of this kind of phenomena. Also, when the mind chi is equally absorbed into the red character. But why do we need any of this? Because we practice the proper Dharma. So we just treat this as a knowledge, okay? Because the 6th syllable of the hungry ghost is a red 6th syllable. The sensation of hungry goose will appear, eating but still starving, drinking but still feeling parched, and difficulty in swallowing food and drink. How do you pronounce that word? The path of the hungry gooses, you have huge stomach and tiny throat and tiny mouth. How can you feel full? Your throat is as tiny as a needle and the stomach is as big as this. That's the shape of the hungry ghost. They are never full. And there are many different kinds of hungry ghosts. When they see clean water, they climb over there,
那干净的水就枯
and
掉
the clean water has evaporated.
它显现的看到
So
干净的水爬到那里，变成什么
the
水？
clean water
变
appeared,
成臭水沟的
and
那
then they climb over there, and the clean water became
那
the
个
filthy,
油污的水，
well,
到
filthy
厨房后面的水沟看看，
uh,
那水沟
water,
很清，
ditch water.
能喝吗？水沟的水倒下去，
Can
那
you
水
drink that ditch
不能。
filthy water? No.
明明看的是干净的水，到了那里就变成那个水。
So they saw clean water,
明明
but
看
when they
看见了
got to it,
异属
it
属
became really filthy water.
什么是异属属？
Oh, they see
是
corn.
空嘛，英文就是空啊，看到了空，哇，很好吃的异属属，爬到那
Delicious
里
corn. And when they get to it, they became poo.
变成一条大便，啊，它就变成一条大便了，不能吃的。
It's inedible.
看到很干净的水，一到那里变成很臭的尿。
Clean water, when they get there, it became
这是恶鬼道的
stinky
境界，就是
pee.
境界。
So that's the realm of the hungry ghost.
虽然吃了一点点，
So even if they eat,
那个进去了，
it would be just like a grain
到
of
了大
something
胃，
through a throat as tiny as a needle. And when it gets to the huge stomach, how can they feel full?
恶鬼道
So
境界
they're always starving.
就是变成
The
容易
dance
容易渴的行为，
is the acts of famished and
如
parched.
此等的语言，
The mantra
限于心，
says words of hunger and begging for food, etc.
见恶
And the spiritual experiences of the mind is as above. The three sightings are seeing the dusty city of the hungry ghost,
见
the unpleasant abodes in red,
智能
seeing the hungry ghost being famished.
使所有的梦
One can also guide others to see, and if one dreams of the above, then it is the dream sensation. These are also a total of 7.
刚刚师尊所讲的恶鬼，
So that's about the hungry ghost.
多种，
There are many, many different kinds of hungry ghosts that Grandmaster has seen.
群聚
They
在一起，
live in groups.
集中在一起，
They gather together.
很少有说像那个游走的恶鬼，很少。
It's rare to see a wandering, solitary, hungry ghost.
就是群聚一大堆集在一起，
Usually they gather together in groups and all of them are
嘴非常的
starving.
喉咙像针，
The mouth is
非
tiny,
常的大
the throat is like a needle, and the stomach is huge.
干净的水，
They see something good, clean water,
是污水
and when they get to it, it
看到
becomes
干净的
filthy.
食物，爬
Or
到
they see clean food,
污水
when they get to it, it's also really rotten and filthy
有
food
时候呢，
that
你那个好的食物送到他的
is
嘴，
inedible.
它变成
And
热
sometimes you give good food to them, and it became
是不能够
iron, hot, fire hot
非
iron.
常的多，
All kinds of phenomena that happened in that realm.
所以啊，恶
Therefore,
鬼道
the realms of the hungry ghosts,
恶鬼道
we should never fall into that
千
realm
万不要堕到
of
地
hungry
狱道
ghosts.
地狱道更
By all means, never to fall into the realm of hells that's even worse.
就是热，
Either extreme cold or extreme
等
heat.
一下可能也会再讲到地狱道。
Perhaps it will talk about that
发热
later.
发寒
8 chills and 8 scorches.
发热发寒， 然后再加上呢这个边
and
界啊，编译就是旁边的编译跟孤立
and the
编译就是
borders.
发热发寒，
So that would be 8
那个都是很惨的。
chilling hells and 8 scourging hells
跟
and lonely hells and the border hells.
这是地狱道。
Those are the realm of hells.
这个猪八戒跑到月老庙，
The priest pig
猪八戒对月下老人讲，
went to the temple of the elderly under the moon,
我一定包个大红包给你。
which is like a matchmaker, the matchmaker spirit. If you help me so that I'm not single anymore, I would give you a huge red pocket.
拜托你不要找我的麻烦。
And he appeared and said, let me give you a red pocket, and please don't make it so hard for me.
所以人啊，要有自知之明啊。
So as a person, you have to be realistic about yourself.
剩下一个梨的梨，让给你吃吧。
The husband, the wife said, there's only one pear
很感动，
at home, so that's for you.
你这是孔融让梨呀。
And the husband was very touched.
家里只剩下一个梨，老婆让给你吃，你还敢骂我老娘是恐龙？
Yeah, this is a play of word
这个
in
太太没有
Chinese
读过书，
because the wife is uneducated, did not understand.
是
Like
以前
me.
我们读国文的时候有孔融让梨，有没有？它是一个
When we study Chinese, there's this idiom
看哥哥吃大梨，
that the dragons dividing the pear. The big brother
所以哥哥吃大梨，弟弟
eats the big pear,
孔融让梨。
and
这个意
then
思，他尊
the
教我们
younger brother eats the little pear. So it's based on seniority, what you would eat first.
没有读过这个书，
But the wife is uneducated and she thought
是恐龙，他认为
it's talking about her being a dinosaur, like our dinosaur Dharma brother. We have a nickname for a Dharma brother, dinosaur.
我们讲的是那个恐龙，不是你这个恐龙。
Different kinds of homophones.
现在的人在鼓励年轻人，
Nowadays, we like to encourage young people
要冲一冲，闯一闯。
that when you're young, you should chase your dream. Otherwise, you would
交通警察对
regret when you get old. So the policeman told
这原因呢，
the young man, "Is that why you
闯一闯不是闯那
pass
个，不是叫你闯
the red light?"
叫你出去磨练。
That's also a play of Chinese words.
几岁结婚最理想呢？
What is the best age to get married? For the man, 65.
60岁，
For the woman, 60.
因为啊，一结婚
Because
就有退休金，
as soon as you get married, you get
不用
retirement
上班，
fund.
也
You
不
don't
用
have to
生孩
work
子，
and you don't have
婆
to
媳的关
have
系啊
children.
也会非常好，因为大家都当伯伯。
And then your relationship with the in-laws are doing good. You don't have to buy a house or cars, and you can just travel around. And the most important thing is, as soon as you get married, you're already married until silver hair or money bang home.